That's the only way that we get out of this mess.
This woman is not well. Oh, she's not well. And I think that that's the real problem is that a lot of people here are suffering from mental health issues. You just look at her face. This person is suffering from some kind of emotional issue. Feminist for everyone, mental health. For going out and being productive and purposeful. A man's purpose is a woman. And I don't think that men currently are motivated to fulfill their purpose because of the kinds of women that are out there and the kinds of choices that women are making. Hmm. Hello, everyone. Channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me to eat this evening. We're going to try to make sure that we hide that piece of renovation, and yeah. um, you guys, I have come upon another very, very disturbing video about a new trend that is catching on in the West that comes from far, far, far east, um, from a country called South Korea. Let's take a look, shall we?
Rates in the world. And a lot of people on TikTok specifically are attributing this to the 4B movement, which, if you don't know, it's a radical feminist movement that basically tells women to completely eliminate men in their lives, which includes not dating them, not marrying them, not sleeping with them, not having children with them. When you search up the term on TikTok, you will not see one single Korean person being like, yes, this is me right now, this is me, I'm 4B. As someone who has lived in Korea for 4 years, the first and only time I've ever heard about this movement is from TikTok.
Now, this exactly, I don't know. It sounds like I've heard this somewhere before. Have we heard this somewhere before?
Them, I liked the validation of being liked. And my whole approach to dating completely changed when I decentralized men from my dating experience. Now, this doesn't mean that I stopped dating men. It just means that I stopped caring about what they were thinking, what they were feeling. So, whenever I would ask myself, does he like me? I would ask, do you like him? When I would wonder, is he going to ask me out again? I started asking myself, do you even want to see him again? Most of the time, the answer was no.
My journey of
Oh, Lord.
decentralizing men has meant not expending outrageous amounts of energy trying to decode subtext and pull words out of someone's mouth because he doesn't know how to communicate. My journey of decentralizing men has been not overfunctioning in relationships with men who don't know the bare minimum basics of how to live a good life, and so they depend on me to do everything, including processing their emotions for them. My journey of decentralizing men has meant not fantasizing about what it would be like to have a different last name because I know that I'm not going to change my last name. At most, I will hyphenate it because this is my identity. I've always been Carmela Williams, and why would I change that based on marital status? My journey of decentralizing men has meant prioritizing the relationships with the women in my life over the approval or validation of any male, boyfriend, friend, or otherwise.
This is the face of decentering men slash the 4B movement. Angry, tired, hurt, bitter, and really, honestly, a little bit confused. And I feel really sad for her.
The morons here are just creating mediocrity. They are creating harm to Mother Earth.
My people, are you aware of the 4B movement that started in Korea? It was all over, TikTok, Korea, TikTok, people, and women talking about 4B movement. They don't want to have anything to do with men. They don't want to have children anymore. They don't want to even have sex with men.
I'm a little bit confused. Isn't this the same thing like the decentering of men? I mean, and how is this normal and healthy? I don't understand. We have the power to make seem to feel like it is okay to completely dismiss half of society because they think that those people are the problem. Now, I've discussed this at great length, and there are a couple of things that I want to push back on very gently, just this once. because y'all know how I usually do. The people that have presented this argument think that it's completely okay to end society, completely go extinct, completely eradicate a whole society of people just because they're seemingly not able to get their way. However, even those, and again, this is going to be my new mantra for 2024, is do your due diligence, do your research, look things up, find out exactly what things really are, what's really real, and what's really good, what's really hood. Because the way how this is being presented is as if it is something that is completely cross the board trend. Because yes, in South Korea, Korea, in South Korea, the birth rate is so low that there are now people who are now advocating and pushing for matchmaking, and that is actually what is on trend in Korea because of various different problems that have um, brought about this issue of the low birth rate. And it isn't just that Korean men are this way, it is career Korean men, it is career and the inability to, or not the inability, I would say, but a compound problem of choosing between work and life and balancing the two. Does this sound familiar to you? hmm So now there is going to be major pushback so that people can be able to choose one by eliminating one problem, which is finding the right partner who is in alignment with you. Why is this an issue in Korea? Because people just work and work and work, and there are not actually places where you can find partners and can find people that are in alignment with the same values that you have. And of course, finding a partner is becoming more and more of a nuanced issue, and we're not going to get too much into the promotion of the different kinds and styles of partnerships out there. But what I will say is that the books that are being written right now in Korea that is pushing this, the 4B movement came out of a time and place of a problem that has been in existence for over 2 to 3 generations. So people want to so funny that people want to act like as if that one minute people were waking up and there were just no more kids being born. No, this is a compound problem that happens like a slow cancer over many decades and generations. And it is what is happening worldwide. And I don't think that the answer to such problem, low birth rate, meaning what I'm talking about right now, is to just say we're just going to check out of the dating market as women. But I really believe that this is a community problem that women don't stand to benefit from at all by just checking out of the market. I feel like better relationships are going to come from people being better people. And that includes
나만으로운 김혜린입니다. 북한의 고향은 양산도 휘산이라고 백두산 근처예요. 되게 날씨가 추운 고장이죠. 가족이 없이 혼자 한국에 오게 됐어요. 다 부모님은 다 북한에 있다 보니까 가족에 대한 그리움이 너무 많았었어요, 제가. 그러다 보니까 가족을 이렇게 이어주는 그런 일을 한번 해보고 싶었어요. 북한에서부터 좀 중매쟁이를 좀 많이 했었어요, 어릴 때부터. 한국에 와서는 언제는 가족을 좀 만들어주고 싶은 그런 마음에 시작을 하게 됐던 것 같아요. 제가 너무 외로웠었거든요.
I think that is really important. So you see here 2018. So this is the answer to the problem, or the response to the problem that is taking place in South Korea right now as we speak, is that women have taken a little bit more of a hands-on approach to wanting to be married, and that we want to make sure that we understand the whole total picture when it comes to this 4B movement in the context of how society in general, in the larger part, is responding to the need for coupling up and having children. Because unlike in a lot of other Western countries, South Korean culture dictates that once you want to have children, obviously you have to be married. Like, women still understand that, and men are getting on board with how that functions in today's society. And this is something that we have to remember when it comes to the 4B movement, because it just does not mean that it is something that is on trend with everyone. The majority of people,
Like I've always said about other races and cultures and religions, the majority of men want their women, majority of women want their men.
You are not able to accept a large amount of responsibility of the kind of men that you pick. And it seems that women seem to not have a good grip and understanding of how to really do that. I talked about this on my channel several times that we are the problem. We are the problem most of the time because we are the ones who pick these people. And that is a fundamental issue. We pick the wrong person, and then out of picking the wrong person comes a slew of other problems. We pick the wrong person for us because we pick up a cheater, a beater, a abuser. We pick all these kinds of crazy people because that is what we attract for various many reasons that I can't get into in this video. And then we blame that person. The common denominator in all the failings, which is like another mantra and song at this point on my channel, in all of your failings is you. And if we are not able to adopt some level of accountability and responsibility in the way we conduct ourselves in relationships, we will constantly be seeing the same results over and over again as we progress throughout our lives. And I think that, at least in Korea, women are starting to realize that they need some help with and they're taking the bull by the horns, so to speak, and trying to figure out how they can make better choices by getting some assistance in picking properly. And maybe that needs to be the trend that women in the West adopt so that we can get better results. Because um, the 4B movement, that's not going to work because the microphone that I'm speaking with, the computer that I'm doing this podcast on, the house in which I live was built mostly by men. And if men are not motivated to be constructive, productive, and purposeful in life, we will not be able to enjoy the luxuries that we currently do. Because the fact is that women do not opt for these professions that make societies run. We have seen this in countries like Sweden, Denmark, and other developing nations where women have freedom of choice and no hindrance to choosing what career path they choose. Women don't choose these careers, but we still need these people. We still need these careers to be filled in order for civilized society to exist. And so we need to consider that when we talk shit and shit on men, not give them purpose for going out and being productive and purposeful. A man's purpose is a woman. And I don't think that men currently are motivated to fulfill their purpose because of the kinds of women that are out there and the kinds of choices that women are making. Here come the crucifixion. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. So thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Our entire lives will be changed by having a child, but we're also constantly told that that's not that important, but that's all we are, but that's not important. And so we're looking at the situation and we're like, why would I do this? I'd rather put a backpack on and go traveling. I don't care if we go extinct. Like why would I do this? Where's the incentive? There isn't one. We're not even appreciated for doing it. Like we're actually like brought down for doing it. Why would we do it? Why not instead just go out there and explore this world and live?
What world? What world is she talking about? There is not there. There will be no world to explore without children and people, without planes, without houses, without cars, without places to sleep and live and phones to call people with. There will be nothing without women. It is important, and you have to be smart enough to know that it is important and smart enough to be intentional about the way you date so that you make sure that the incentive is clear. What are you talking about? What is this? You're sick of men, so you're gonna go extinct and sleep in a cardboard box? Oh, I'm sorry. There won't even be a cardboard box for you to sleep on. Because studies have proven that the people that do these jobs, that create the society that you now despise, will cease to exist if you don't give the incentive for men to be able to learn how to appreciate you. You know what this problem is? You know what this problem is, yeah?
Of our lives, and that's what more and more women are doing. They're making the decision to do that instead. So here's the thing: if you don't want to go extinct, you better beg us to start having kids, and you better make it worth our while. Like, that's the only solution here. That's the only way that we get out of this mess.
This woman is not well. Oh, she's not well. And I think that that's the real problem, is that a lot of people here are suffering from mental health issues. You just look at her face. This person is suffering from some kind of emotional issue. Feminist for everyone, mental health.